Good evening, world. It's coming at 5 o'clock. Went to the store and cashed my cans. I had just enough for a 25 pack again today. I got lucky. Yeah. I got lucky. Obviously. What do you got? I'm eating leftover barbecue chicken and lettuce. And my stepmother's making spring rolls. So sometime during this video, I'm going to go upstairs and get the spring rolls. Obviously. I might do a midnight, maybe 15-minute video tonight around like 12:30, 1. I'll get slices of pops, but you going to the gym? Are you working out? Yeah, I am, but my eating is inconsistent. Like right now, I'm eating chicken and salad, but sometimes I crave the junk food and I'm inconsistent with my eating, so I haven't really lost much weight. But I will lose the weight though. Yeah. Get my girlfriend. Yeah. I really think Xanus is the best novel written. Saying the best novel written, I think that's a bit of a stretch. But fantasy in the fantasy genre, I think is number one. As you guys read, right? Only other than will top that. Do you think any author will be able to beat your Xanus book? No. No. Why? Because they don't have the heavenly gift like me. Don't forget that, right? I have the heavenly gift whereby I know how to make my characters jump on the page. And what? And my story is so entertaining that I'm gonna take you for a ride when you read my book, and the story is so deep and powerful. It doesn't get any deeper than that. You can't get any deeper than that. As I set the standard, no fantasy author will be able to beat my Xanus book. It's an unbelievable story, man. I will see what when you read it. All the books we read, but yeah, Ivan's book was so entertaining. The characters were amazing, and the plot of the story blew my mind away, and it's so deep. It doesn't get any deeper than that. You can't get any deeper than that. Yeah, it's so deep you can't get any deeper than that. Hence why nobody will be able to be saying that. Xanus is so entertaining that no author kept the reader hooked the way Ivan did, man. As my whole book here, you're looking, it's an entertaining ride of a lifetime, man. You're just hooked reading it for hours. It's a book you can binge in one day, man. It's so interesting. Just sit there on your couch, your back porch with a beer, and binge the whole half of the book in one day. 800-page book, you read 400 pages in one day. You just binge it for hours. The next day you finish it. Or some people even binge the whole thing in one day. Now, Riley Durfee is a very fast reader. He says he reads 100 pages an hour. So in 8 hours, he can binge my 800-page book. And once he reads it, he'll be like, holy shit. This is the greatest fantasy I've read in my life. Ivan's my favorite fantasy author, and even though I respect J.R.R. Tolkien and Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece, and Tad Williams, and J.K. Rowling, and George R. Martin, and Brandon Sanderson, man, their books was not as entertaining as Ivan's. Ivan's book was fucking entertaining. The characters just come alive on the page. Even the animal characters come alive in my page, guys. Because I'm a fucking creative genius. So there you go. I don't know, the animal scene's more interesting than the human scenes. No, but they're still entertaining. As I told you, for the first few volumes, Eritad's not as developed as well. And in volume 3, he's more developed. I developed him more in volume 3. I focus more on the development of the human characters in the first few volumes. In volume 3, that's when you get better development with Faful and Eritad. You'll certainly read the book. And that's when Eritad has an amazing character arc in volume 3. That's when his characters develop well. You'll see when we read the book. That's why I didn't show you volume 3. I won't spoil Sophie about it. I don't want to spoil Sophie, guys. Oh, I don't believe you. Your stepmother didn't tell you that. No, she did. She's my book's number 1. And you guys now know why she said that, because you guys read it. Yeah, Ivan, your book is, there's something about your writing that's unique, Ivan. Your characters on the page, and it's so entertaining. Yeah. You read these other books, you don't get that same feeling. That's why I've been bragging to you guys for years how Xanus is better than Lord of the Rings. Because while I was bragging to you guys how Xanus is better than Lord of the Rings, I read Fellowship of the Ring in grade 5, right? When I was in grade 5, I read Fellowship of the Ring for a project that I did very good in that project, by the way. I had a good mark on that. In grade 5, I did a project where you read a book and you have to, like, do this project about the book. And I did a project on Lord of the Rings in grade 5. Grade 5, I actually did good in school. I was, like, the only year in elementary I did good in school. And what? And I read Fellowship of the Ring, and I got a good mark on it. I read Fellowship of the Ring, obviously, in grade 5. I read Fellowship of the Ring 2.5 times in my life, whereas Two Towers and Return of the King I only read once. And I read those books, I'm like, yeah, even though Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece, it's a little boring to me, obviously. It's still a masterpiece, though. Lord of the Rings is in my opinion, probably the greatest fantasy novel written after my book. I heard Game of Thrones. Some people say Game of Thrones is better than Lord of the Rings. I mean, I have to read Game of Thrones. I might purchase Game of Thrones and read it, but just the first book. I don't want to read all 5 books. I want to read maybe George R. Martin's first book, because I already saw the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. So yeah, but I mean, there's something unique about my writing compared to the other books. Their books feel a bit normal compared to my book is unique because I have a heavenly gift. That's why my writing is not normal. No, your book is not normal. It's very unique, and the characters just want to page left and right. They feel real life. They come alive. Yeah, that's why it's so entertaining. You keep turning the page and you read it and you're hooked, man. It's crazy, man. He's a guy. If I read your book, man, you're an amazing writer, Ivan. Yeah, VJ, me and you have the gift. Victoria Justice has the gift too. Yeah, I have the. Yeah, Victoria Justice can write an amazing book too. Obviously, she has a gift like me. Her book will probably be just as good as mine, or mine's a bit better. I'm saying because I don't hate you, but it'll probably be just as good as my book, Victoria Justice. Yeah, which is good like me, right? Yeah, yeah. That's why the gates won't enjoy you read. I know, yeah. You wrote a masterpiece. Yes, I did. I wrote a masterpiece, man. I wrote an amazing book. Ivan, show us more. No, man. I don't want to spoil the story for you. I don't want to spoil the story for nothing. Yeah. I already showed you guys enough. And my other phone's not working, guys. It doesn't work. Two of my phones are not working. My old phone didn't work, and then my new phone that I got, it got damaged with water, and that's why I got this new Google phone. Obviously. Yeah. 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 Sarah? Yeah. Yeah, man. Ivan, you're gonna buy the print, or you're gonna buy the ebook. I'm gonna buy the print. I want to read my book in print, obviously. Lulu might send me a free copy though. Like, I even will send you a free copy because I'm making the company billions, right? Yeah, I'm gonna make the Lulu a couple $1 billion. They're gonna make a couple $1 billion off my royalties. Lulu takes 20% of the pie, so and I take 80%. Well, I actually get like 78% because PayPal takes like 1.8% of my money. I make 70% of the pie. Lulu and PayPal take the rest. Yeah, they might send me a free copy of the book. Lulu. I'm making the company so much money. Yeah. Yeah. Well, most people buy the print of the ebook. The ebook is cheaper, obviously. The only people who I know will buy the print are the book nerds. Book nerds don't really like reading ebooks; they like reading print. But there's some book nerds who might buy both. Okay, I want to have a print collection, but I'm excited. I want to read Ivan's book right now. I'll just purchase the ebook. I read on my laptop, and then later on I'll purchase the print as a print collection. They're gonna want it as part of their collection for their print, because most book nerds have like a big print collection, like Bradley Durfee. You know what I'm saying? Mike's book reviews. They all have like big book collections. Most book nerds have a book collection of a lot of books in their house or apartment right now. Yeah, but most people buy the ebook. It's cheaper, and they don't. A lot of people don't feel like waiting like I don't know 2.5, 3 weeks for the book to come in. Yeah, I want to read it now, so they just purchase the ebook and they download the PDF file. They can read it on the laptop or their iPad. I recommend you don't read on your phone. You're not going to get as good of experience reading on your phone. No. Get an iPad or invest in a nice laptop. Read on your laptop, the way you get a better experience. So you order your takeout and you enjoy the book. And we have a masterpiece I wrote. That's overrated. Yeah, it's a masterpiece. That's a masterpiece. That's overrated. Oh, I'm saying, yeah. That's why Peter Jackson gets hands. Like, yeah, Once Peter Jackson was like, look, yeah, I want to get my hands on this. I want to direct this movie. Mel Gibson's like, yeah, I want to direct this movie. This is a masterpiece, man. This is like biblical level deep. Biblical level deep, man. It's biblical level deep, man. It's a masterpiece, my book. When you read it, as you do get Jesus symbolism with Zacchaeus, and you get symbolism of the devil there as well as Ephesus too. Obviously, I almost full story for you. Is Xanus a Bible story, Ivan? No, it's not. You guys read it. It's not like the Bible. It's its own fantasy. It's like Lord of the Rings. Xanus is like Lord of the Rings. You kind of get a bit of the Game of Thrones feel, but Xanus is more like Lord of the Rings. But you can get some biblical symbolism and themes in there in the book when you read it. I almost spoil story for you. Just like there's biblical themes in Narnia, and as well as Lord of the Rings, but they're not Bible stories. Narnia's not a Bible story. It's a fantasy story, but you can tell what C.S. Lewis was influenced by Christianity symbolism, obviously. C.S. Lewis, when you read the book, with Aslan dying for Edmund, the witch represents the devil. You know what I'm saying? And then last battle, you have that symbolism with the Antichrist. You have the false ape, the ape, and they put the fake lion cloth on the donkey, and they say he's Aslan and bow to him and everything. Yeah, you get some symbolism of the end times. Yeah, all you fans guys, yeah, we know that. Yeah, there's a lot of biblical symbolism with Narnia. Narnia has a lot of biblical symbolism, but it's not a Bible story. It's a fantasy story. You have a similar situation with my book. My book is not a Bible story, but you can get some biblical symbolism when you read it, especially volume 3. As I told you guys earlier, right, in my past videos, right? Yeah. Amazing story. Sarah? Evan. Yeah. Yeah. Why did you have a fun time writing Xanus? Yes, I did, because I knew my book was sick. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I first started writing Xanus, I thought, man, like, what if my book is a piece of shit? What if it's not good? And I just kept writing. I would go over my chapters, and I'm like, holy shit, my book is fucking entertaining. And then once I kept writing and I read volume 3, I'm like, yeah, this is the greatest novel written. I knew it. And I read all these other books. Yeah, there's something about my book that's very unique. The characters jump on the page. This is number 1, and I knew it. That's why the gatekeepers, they hacked my laptop. Because they read some of my book. Oh my god, they were shocked. Oh my god. Ivan's book's a masterpiece, man. This is the greatest novel, fastest novel written, man. That's why they hacked my laptop. They threw me in the hospital because they were trying their best to fuck up my plans. Obviously. But God protect me, when I wrote my book on my notebook, even though they hacked my laptop and that my file was gone, I was able to rewrite like half of volume 3. I only had to rewrite like the end of volume 3. Like about the end of volume 2 and all of volume 3 I had to rewrite. The other half was saved on my other computer. And I wrote the whole book. It took me 5 months to write it, man. I was so stressed out writing all those notebooks. It was crazy, man. And I never made the mistake again. I saved it on my Hotmail. They can't touch my file there. They cannot touch it. They go to him. So, you know, can't touch my file. Sorry. Amen. I have to get my hair done. It's been like 3-4 months. Once I get my first check, I'm gonna get my hair done. Let's see, maybe November I'll get my hair done, touched up. Yeah. By the end of next year, I'll have long dreads, guys. My dreads will be long. Yeah, I'll have long dreads by next year. My dreads will be long. Let's see. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get some coffee myself. I'm back in a sec. Don't hate me. So we gotta show this show about my Xanus masterpiece of a book, right? Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna get my coffee. I can show you one more scene. I borrowed my younger brother's phone. I can show you one more. But it's not saved on his phone, so I have to go on Hotmail here. I'll show you the Eritat scene, and that's it. I'm not showing you guys anymore. This is when they talk about the land markings, but that's it. When you read that section, you're going to be hooked again. But the animal scenes are not as interesting as the human scenes, in my opinion. The human characters are more developed better in my book than the animal characters. But volume 3 is when Eritat's better developed. Go on my Hotmail here. I have to be quick because my younger brother needs the phone, right? Okay. Oh, my boss sent me the payroll information. The record for my. I have to give to the welfare office. Okay, go on Xanus Book. Yeah. You read this, you're gonna be entertained, guys. Yeah. Please, I love you, but yeah, my book is. I'll show you the I've been showing you a lot of the human scenes. I want to show you the animal scenes. This is Landing Chaos. Landing Chaos is actually an amazing chapter, but in my opinion, it's the weakest one, or the captured one. The captured one is the weakest chapter in volume 2. It's a short chapter. It's not that. Yes, that guys. I missed my other phone. My other phone, it was saved on my phone. I was able to just type in the page, and it takes me right to the page. Now I have to scroll all the way down to the scene, which takes forever. Because right now my book's at 618 pages, with volume 1 and volume 2 added. So what? It takes forever to go through all this, but I don't want to show you any more of the human scenes. I don't want to spoil the story for you. So I'll show you the Aratat scene when he's about to mark land. And that's it, guys. I'm not showing you anything after this ever again. Give me a sec, guys. It's gonna take me a while to get to the scene. Yeah, I'm on volume 2 now. Yeah. Is your book long? Yeah, my book will be out on an 800-page book. It's a little bit longer than Fellowship of the Ring, but it's not longer than the whole series. It's about an 800-page book. My book. It's long, man. I'm at 618 pages, and only volume 1 and 2 were edited the sentence structures. Once the proofreader edits it, it'll be like an 800-page book. So it's long, but because it's a masterpiece, you guys will be what? You'll be binging it, obviously. Yeah, don't forget, Land and Chaos is probably my second weakest chapter in what? Land and Chaos is probably my second weakest, or arguably my weakest. Probably my second weakest chapter in volume 2. So the Aratat scene you read there will not be as entertaining, but still fucking entertaining enough to keep you hooked. Obviously. I could show you the Takis or Colonius part, but I'm gonna spoil story for you, man. Why Takis on the dungeon? I don't want to spoil story for you. I'm not gonna show you that. I'll show you the Land and Chaos scene with Aratats. Obviously. Ivan, show us the Queen Sarah scene, Land and Chaos. No, I don't want to spoil story for you. I'll show you you guys know about the landmark, so I can show you that with Aratat, and that's it. I don't want to show you guys anymore. Okay, I'm on Land and Chaos now. I already showed you the beginning of Land and Chaos. Like, put it in writing, that's the beginning of the chapter. And what? Okay, here. I can show you this scene here. I'll show you this scene here. You can read it. This is Land and Chaos. This is the landmarking scene in Barak. Pause and read that. And you're going to be hooked too when you read it. Your book is sick, I know. But I told you, the animal scenes are not as entertaining as the human scenes, but they're still entertaining scenes. But just not as entertaining as the human scenes, obviously. You can read that, pause. When you read that, you're going to be hooked again. I'll show you this part here. This will give you a spoiler about the Eagles, but I mean, it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? This is the next scene. Pause and read that. And then show you the rest of the scene here. I don't want to show you the Queen Sarah part. You can read the rest of it. The rest of the scene there. And your book is sick. Yeah, even your animal goes on a page. I know they do. Okay, the Queen Sarah part I'm going to skip, and I'll show you towards the end. The end of this chapter with Aratat, and that's it. I don't want to show you guys anymore. This is Land and Chaos, which is this chapter I had writer's block, guys. That's why it's not as entertaining. Ivan, you had writer's block? Yeah, this chapter is a chapter where I had a little bit of writer's block. I still pull it off. My book is still sick, obviously, right? That's why Xanus is the greatest story ever told, guys. It's a masterpiece, man. Now this ties into the Cassius scene when he says can't sleep. Yeah, the wolves actually attacked. Cassius had a feeling they're gonna come mark the lands, and he was right, obviously. That's why I almost spoiled the story for you. Okay, I'll show you this part here. This is Landing Chaos, arguably my weakest chapter in Volume 2, or my second weakest chapter. Alright, this is your weakest chapter? Arguably, yeah. I had Rise Block in this chapter, guys. Still entertaining, though. Your book is sick, I know. Read this part. Alrighty, read your book is amazing. I know my book is sick, I'm saying. And I'll show you... Yeah, I don't want to show you the rest of the scene, but I'll skip to maybe a few more paragraphs. That way you guys only know what's going on. Okay, this is the end of the chapter. Okay. I skipped a bit of the paragraphs, but I'll show you guys this scene here. Okay. Oh, it keeps, the page keeps what? Keeps skipping. I don't want to show you the Queen Sarah part. I don't want to spoil story for you with Queen Sarah, right? Whoa, what the hell just happened? Okay. Yeah, I was on the Axis of Saphius. My bad. Yeah, I'll start from here. Rise, read that. This is towards the end of Landing Chaos. And that's it. I don't want to show you guys anymore, man. I don't want to spoil story for you. The Queen Sarah stuff with Lithius, I did not show you that. Because I don't want to spoil story for you. You can read that, guys. When you read that, you're going to be hooked. Obviously, my book is sick. This is one of my weakest chapters, guys. I had writer's block. You can read the rest of this here. And then you can read the end of the chapter here. And this ties into the Cassius scene when he can't sleep. He had a feeling the wolves are coming. Yeah, that ties into the scene. So I don't want to show you guys. I won't spoil the story for you, man. Yeah, that's the ending. This is the ending of Landing Chaos. And this is arguably my worst chapter in Volume 2. I had writer's block in this chapter, guys, and that's it. When you read that, guys, you're going to be hooked too. Your book is sick. I know. Even your woke courage on the page. I know. My book is sick, man. That's why it's the greatest fans ever written. You're a genius, I know. I gotta give this phone back to my younger stepbrother. So, go get my coffee and I'm gonna. Alright, guys. Well, I'm serious to get my coffee and my spring rolls. I'm only having 3 spring rolls. I'm not that hungry. I already ate the chicken and the salad. So I don't want to what? Eat too much. I'm going to save my appetite for my pizza. Yeah, so when you guys read that, you were hooked to, yeah, even though like it's the other scenes are a bit more entertaining, that scene's still entertaining for me. Yeah, and that's probably my weakest chapter. One of my weakest chapters in the whole book. And the animal scenes are not as entertaining as the human scenes, but they're still entertaining, as you guys read, right? Ivan, your book is sick, man. I know, my book is the whole book, you're hooked reading it. That's the Land in Chaos chapter. That's what I showed you was like towards the end of Land in Chaos. And that now makes sense with the Cassius thing, yeah. Can't sleep, yeah, he had a gut feeling the wolves are coming, and that's all I'm gonna say. I almost spoil sore for you. Or the masterpiece, man, yeah. Easy, I love your book. I know your book is so sick. Your book is so unique. I know, BJ, it's unique. Your book is sick, son. Now you guys understand why my book is worth billions. Everything I showed you guys impressed. Yeah, I mean, your book is entertaining. Yeah, it's entertaining. The whole book, you're just on the edge of your seat, hooked. Turning the page, reading it. Even my weakest chapters are probably better than some of the best chapters in some of these other authors' books, man. The whole thing is just entertaining because I have the head game. I know how to keep you up. I'm a genius. Alright, even your animal characters jump on the page. Yeah, they do. The human characters jump on the page more because they're humans. But the animal characters, they also jump on the page too, but not as much as the human characters. Because humans, you can relate to them more with personality. With animals, in real life, don't really talk, so you have to, you know what I'm saying, you guys, yeah, that's what you're saying, Ivan, yeah. Obviously. Your book is sick. I know, I wrote a masterpiece, man. That's what my samurai told me is number one. That's finally overwritten, yeah, man. And that's it, guys. I'm not showing you guys anymore. I almost spoiled so for you some Sarah. He's Ivan, I love your book, you know what I'm saying? The spoils of genius body reeks of human weakness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear your book is sick, I know. Here's Ivan, your book is sick. This is Brother of the Rings. I don't read the Brother of the Rings. It's for entertaining, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's for entertaining, Peter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. John Mays, your book is sick, man. I know your book is sick, you know what I'm saying? Imagine Eric had a devil, and he's like, we're gonna mark the lands. Like, if you see that prince, kill him. He's a devil like that. Yeah, man, like an amazing movie, man. Yeah, Ivan. The way your animal characters talk, it's very similar to Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Man flesh. Yeah, it's very similar to the way Peter Jackson. The animal characters in my book are very similar to the way Peter Jackson portrayed the orcs in Lord of the Rings when you read it. As you guys read, yeah, Ivan, it's pretty similar. Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's why my book is a masterpiece, man. Ivan, are you lying, man? What you show us, did you really write that? Yes, I did, guys. I'm not lying to you, man. I wrote that. And that chapter that I wrote, I had writer's block on that chapter a little bit. Because of my creative genius, I was still able to write an editing chapter, but I had a little bit of writer's block when I wrote Land in Chaos. Yeah. I had to really think, okay, how do I progress the story? I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, Prince Tactius is missing. Politics, and you know what I'm saying? You have chaos in Barak, and you have chaos, as you guys read, right? You have chaos in Barak, and chaos in Xanus. That's why I call it Landing Chaos, that chapter, right? Ivan, what's after that chapter? Exopsophius. You must be Eli. That's that chapter, the one after this one, obviously. Yeah. Ivan, that's one of your weakest. Ivan, what you show us you had writer's block. Yeah, I did. I struggled a little bit writing that chapter. And when you guys read it, were you so entertained? Ivan, I was entertained. That's entertaining shit. Yeah, it is. I had writer's block in that chapter. Yeah. I'd have been good for it. He's Ivan, I love your book. Your book is so amazing, I know. It's a masterpiece, man. It's a masterpiece, my book. Almost done, guys. I'll make about a 1 hour video and I'm done. And I'll make another video maybe at midnight. 12:30 at midnight. I'll get my slices and I'll make a video at midnight. I'll talk more about my Xanus book, right? Yeah, man, every time I read your book, I'm fucking hooked, man. I know. And that Land in Chaos is one of my weakest chapters in the entire book when you read it. It's one of the, well, there's some people who might like it a lot more than the other one, but for me personally, it's one of the weakest ones. It's just politics in Barak and Xanus, but I mean, it's still what you guys read. That was the one chapter in Volume 2 where that's the only chapter in Volume 2 where I had writer's block. Land in Chaos was the chapter I had writer's block, and what you guys read, you guys entertained. Yeah, I was entertained. I was sick, man. The spoils of genius's body reeks of human weakness. So it's I was sick. I know. Yeah, you see the crows, they comment. I don't know if you guys read that part. The crows, they're like, we tried to scout ahead, but we failed you, master. And they're like the prince is not in Xanus. He must be in Saphius. And that's why Cassius had that gut feeling. Yeah, the Eretan and the wolves know we escaped. They know we went to Saphius. It's the closest land nearby. Somebody tells me they're looking for targets. Somebody tells me they're going to come here and mark the land because they mark Cyrus. And that leads to the exit of Saphius. You guys, now it's starting to make sense. Yeah, it's starting to make sense. Yes. And so I'm going to show. I won't spoil so for you. Find out more when you read the book. Or the master's man. Yeah. That's why the gates won't enjoy your brand Ivan. They know you wrote the best fast novel written, and they know what you have the keys. It's billions for you and PJ. Obviously, you don't want me PJ making more billions. Yeah, I don't want Ivan making, I don't know, it's 23 billion off his book, man, and making all that money in PJ. That's gonna piss me off. Even though you make your trillions every year because you're fucking crazy, man. Zero. You're not touching that money, man. Money's for me, PJ. It's not for you. There you go. I don't even say families already have enough money. You're not touching my money, man. There you go. It's my money, not yours. Oh, Hampson, yeah. Ivan, show us Volume 3. No, guys, I don't want to spoil. I already spoiled a little bit of the story for you. I don't want to spoil. Volume 3 is the key to the when everything gets deep and dark. I can't show you Volume 3. I don't want to spoil the story. See when you read the book. I want to spoil the story. Your book is sick. I know. I want to masterpiece, man. That's fan's not read. Please, Ivan, your book is amazing. It's Brother of the Rings. I know, but it's Brother of the Rings. I'm saying. Yeah, Ivan, your animal characters are kind of similar to my characters in my movies. Yeah, they are. Like, it looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. I'm saying they are not for eating. Yeah, you get a lot of similarities with the animal characters in my book to Peter Jackson's portrayal of the orcs in Lord of the Rings and the Witch King. Yeah, you'll see what I mean when you read it. With Ephesus, you get a lot of symbolism with the Witch King with Ephesus when you read Volume 3. Like the way the Witch King talks and everything. Yeah, when he talked to Gandalf. Do you not know death when you see it? You'll see what when you read Volume 3. I won't spoil story for you. The Ephesus scene will blow your mind away, Volume 3. That's probably one of the best scenes in the book, man. That might be the greatest scene in the book. It blows your mind away. I won't spoil story for you. You'll see it when you read the book. I want a masterpiece, man. You know. But he's alright, this is Brother of the Rings. Alright, no, but he's Brother of the Rings. Well, I mean, seriously, I enjoy your book where Jerry Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, and I'll be his Brother of the Rings. This is a masterpiece, Ivan. How'd you come up with this story, man? This is a great story ever told, Ivan. I hope you hear. Relax, calm down. Ivan, this is gonna be very Lord of the Rings, Ivan. I hope you hear. Ivan, can I give it more of that? Block said, I'm like, no, fear. I'm not paying for money about this. I'm being greedy. I said, yeah. Ivan, who is genius in your book? I don't want to spoil the story. You'll see what I mean when you read that chapter. Hence why I all the stuff with Queen Sarah and all the mermaids, I did not show you that because I don't want to spoil the story for you about the missing Prince Takis. I don't want to spoil the story. You have something crazy going on in Xanus. The only thing you guys know is about the missing prince secret, and that's it. As I showed you guys at the beginning of one, which is like put in writing. That's the beginning of that chapter. And the later end of the chapter, I showed you guys a bit of it with Eretat. I skipped all the stuff going on in Xanus. I don't want to spoil the story for you, right? Obviously, you guys know a little bit what's going on, but you don't really know what's really going on. You have to read Volume 3 to really know. That's why I didn't show you Volume 3. I won't spoil the story for you. I love your book. Your book is amazing. I know my book is 6%. Yeah. You saw in that scene, Eretat is like he's like the blacksmiths, the Saphian, the blacksmiths and Saphians are known warriors, but they're not trained in the arts or something like that. But they're more predictable. They're more unpredictable than the Syrians, because even though the blacksmiths are not trained in Xan arts, they're big, like pretty strong men, obviously, but they're not trained in Xan arts. So they have a bit of they're a bit more stronger, more powerful than the Syrians. The Syrians are all farmers. Was the blacksmiths are big buff men, but they're not trained in the arts, as you guys read in that passage. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what can one man do against all of us? They're talking about Prince Tacius. I won't spoil the story. You'll see what I mean when you read volume. That's why I enjoy volume 3. I won't spoil the story for you, man. You'll see when you read volume 3. I won't spoil the story for you. Your book is sick. Your book's a masterpiece, man. You guys remember what Ivan, you bluffed, man. Like, what you show us, did you really write that, man? Yeah, I did, guys. I wrote it. I'm not lying. No help. And that's the chapter you had Briar's Log in. Yeah, that's the chapter. What you guys read, arguably one of the weakest chapters in volume in the whole book. I had writer's block in that chapter. I really did. I did. I was struggling a little bit, but I was still able to pull it off and write an amazing chapter because I'm a creative genius. Creative genius, I'm saying. Yeah. John Cameron, Robin, I don't believe your book is as good as Dune. Well, you guys, your story will be better than Dune and The Dark Knight. Well, you guys read my book, and if you do the math, man. If you adapt this to the big screen with that kind of technology and budget, man, you're looking at the best, the greatest story ever told, man. You have thousands of wolves marching towards Sapius, and they're devils like what I showed you, man. You're looking at a masterpiece, man. Amazing story. Best man's all written, man. Yeah, man. Best movie shows ever made. We'll beat out Lord of the Rings. And might be better than Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Not by much, it'll be pretty close to Lord of the Rings, but don't forget, I'm acting as Prince Tactius, right? As the lead, and VJ's Lithia, so you do the math, man. You're looking at a better movie shows even than Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson get will tell me, yeah, Ivan, you're looking at a better movie shows than my Lord of the Rings. People will tell me, yeah, this will be better than my Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Ivan, your animal characters are very similar to my orc characters as my movies, I know. My Lord of the Rings movies, I know. They have similar dialogue, the way they speak and everything. Yeah, I know, as you guys read it, right? Yeah. The Crows, you guys got a little bit of the Crows. The Crows talk in my book. Yeah, that's spies. Yeah. Now that ties back into the beginning of the. No, I didn't show you the beginning of Land and Chaos with the Crows. I didn't show you that. I skipped that part. I showed you when they talked about the notoriety posting and everything, the missing Prince Tactius. Yeah. I didn't show you the beginning. But when you read the beginning of Land and Chaos, it'll tie back into that scene that you read about the Crows when they arrived to Barak. We failed you, sire. Like, I don't want to spoil story, you see what I mean? But Maramus just said we drove them away. That's all I'm going to say. We drove them away. He says that in that scene that you guys read. That's all I'm going to say. I won't spoil story. You see what I mean? You read the book. Your book is sick. My book is sick. Yeah. Was there? Yeah. Yeah. If you see that prince, you kill him on sight. Eritah hates Tactius. Yeah, if you see that prince, you kill him on sight. You know, when they're about to march to Sapius, yeah. Eritah hates Tactius. He has a huge hatred towards Tactius, obviously. Yeah, the wolves hate the humans. Why do they hate the humans, Ivan? Well, I don't want to spoil the story for you. You'll see what I mean when you read the book, man. All the answers will come to light when you read especially when you read volume 3, you'll come to light. I will spoil the story for you. Why the wolves hate the humans so much, right? Yeah. Eritah's like, that's why they have that cowardly wall built. I think if you guys read that scene, yeah. You fool, even they know would never come to the south or cross us. Yeah, Eritah knows the humans fear, the Northerns fear the Eritah and the demon wolves. That's why the Northerns never come to the south. Obviously, but the spies of Eritah, that's all I'm gonna say, they what? Okay, what the heck are all these Northerns doing in my territory? They're not welcome here. They must be here for a good reason, as you guys read. That's why in that capture scene, the child Tactius sound familiar to you now? No, it's an Eritah figured it out. But Cassius had to lie and protect his task, obviously, from Eritah. Obviously, I won't spoil the story for you. Sarah? No. Ivan, how good's your book? I told you my book is so good, it's so entertaining that once you read it, it'll be an embarrassment in the book publishing industry. I don't mean to be an asshole, guys. I'm just telling you the truth, and it'll be an embarrassment in the entertainment industry in Hollywood too, as Ivan's book put a lot of these amazing IPs stories to shame. Even the great directors, it's better than even those IPs, man. It's a masterpiece, man. Yeah. Dark Hammer's Ivan, you got some balls to say Xanus will be better than Dune 2 and The Dark Knight. No, John, I'm not playing around, man. Looking at a better movie than even The Dark Knight and Dune 2. It's a better story, man. As you guys read, right? It's a fucking masterpiece, man. But I didn't show you Volume 3. Volume 3 is when the story gets deep and dark and it blows your mind. I won't spoil the story for you. You'll see it when you read the book. I won't spoil the story for you, Sarah. That's why the game's went on my back, but what? Zero. The money off the books for me, VJ. You're not touching my masterpiece. This money, the book money is for me, VJ. It's not for you. If you're envious of the fact that you can't write like me, don't hate me. I'm saying, have someone else write a book. You're special. You have the keys. You can make your easy books. You want to control your brand. Zero. You're not touching my money, man. The brand, the Xanus brand's mine. You're not touching it. That money's for me and my wife. It's not for you. There you go. Don't hate me. Yeah. Yeah. I now 6%. The spoils of genius's body. It reeks of human weakness. I know sick. I know. Your book is sick. Here's your book is sick, man. It's Brother of the Rings. I don't read it. Brother of the Rings, masterpiece, man. Yeah. Your book is sick, man. I'm saying, yeah, I know, Joe. My book is sick. I'm saying. Yeah. All right, how good's your book? My book is so good that when you read it, a lot of people are gonna order takeout while reading it. They're so hooked reading it, turning the page for hours, and they order. Okay, this book is so sick. I'm gonna order some pizza. I'm gonna get some McDonald's, some Wendy's, some Burger King, some shawarma, some Mexican. They get their food and they eat the food while they're reading the book because it's so sick. You're so entertained by it. You're just like, holy shit, and you binge it. It's a book you can binge in 8 hours, guys. It's about an 800-page book. Binge it in 8, 9, 10 hours. You can binge the whole thing in one day. And once my book is released, all the book nerds around the world, when they read my book, yeah, this is the greatest fantasy novel ever written. Ivan is crowned the new king of fantasy. It's better than Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Don't hate me, guys. I'm saying Jared Tolkien is Harry Potter. And what? And every fantasy book that comes out is a letdown when they read it. Obviously. Don't hate me. Yeah, it's a letdown. Yeah. Even though these books are amazing as all these fantasy authors wrote, it's not, I don't get the same feeling in their book that I do with Ivan's. Something about Ivan's book where I get a different feeling. The characters on the page is so more entertaining. These books, it's entertaining, but it feels more dry and normal compared to Ivan's book. Ivan's book's unique. Why? Because I have the heavenly gift. That's why my book is unique. It's not normal, my book. It's a special, unique story. It's a unique story, right? It's a very unique story within the Ivan. I love the whole thing with the Northers and the Southers and how the wolves hate the humans. You know, and saying Northern South like each other. Yeah, it's a masterpiece, man. It's an amazing story. I wrote a masterpiece. Come on. Sarah? Yeah. Ivan, your animal scenes as entertaining as your human scenes? No. The human scenes are more entertaining. As I told you, I developed the human characters more than the wolf characters. But the wolf scenes are still entertaining, as you guys read. They're still very entertaining, but not as entertaining as the human scenes. But volume 3 is when I really develop Eratet and Fool and Morale a little bit more. They're better developed. They're not as developed as well as Tack and all of them, but they're more developed in volume 3. Volume 1 and 2, I don't develop them as well. I focus more on the humans, but I also develop them not badly in volume 1 and volume 2. But then in volume 3, I develop them a bit more. You'll see that when we look. I won't spoil the story for you. When the plot gets dark and deep. Yeah, volume 3 is a dark episode in the dark period of Taki's life. That's all I'm going to say, man. How deep, it's so deep. Taki's is in agony, man, in the end of volume 3. And then some of his family and friends are crying for him. So I'm going to say, I won't spoil the story for you. That's how deep it gets. I won't spoil the story for you. And you have the ancestors too, who I introduced in volume 3. That's why I don't want to spoil the story for you, obviously. Yeah. A good title for volume 3 is The Book of the Ancestors. That's a good title for volume 3. But I can't think of a good title for volume 1 and 2. Peter Jackson told me, Ivan, for the movie, I recommend you come up with a title. We need to come up with a title. Yeah, but Peter, I can't think of. I see what you're saying. You can't think of a title. Yeah, I can't think of a title either, Ivan. Last of Zanus. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is just calling it Last of Zanus, and you split it into volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. But yeah, but Ivan, for the movie, you got to come up with a title, Ivan. And me and Peter and Guillermo have to find a way to come up. And VJ have to find a way to come up with a title for the movie. For the Zanus movies, I'm sorry. Why, man, how do you do it, man? Every time you show a section of your book where we're hooked and we're entertained, your book is so sick, I know. My book's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, man. It's the greatest story ever told, man. You'll see that in your book. I almost pulled a story for you. I'm sorry. Yeah. Even once you show us we were entertaining, you had writer's block. Yeah, that chapter I had writer's. I struggled a little bit. I had writer's block. And it's still entertaining, right? Yeah, I'm a genius. I'm a great genius. That's why Xanus was the best fan novel written, guys. When you read, now be a public embarrassment in the industry. I don't mean to be cocky, guys. It's just the truth. Don't hate me. Don't hate me, guys. I'm saying, we the greatest we children made. I'm sorry. Anyways, guys, there's a video. I talked for an hour. That's good enough. Hope you guys enjoyed this show about my book. I'll call this video more about the amazing Xanus, Ivan's amazing Xanus book, and showing one last snippet of Ivan's Xanus book. So I'm signing off. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed the show about my amazing fast novel Xanus. Oh, I'm saying peace out, guys.